Good evening, everybody. This is CmdrAleon, host of Encounters, the late night spiritual #1 talk show on social media. I'm your host, CmdrAleon, also host of this morning's show that you were probably watching, Cosmic Eye Radio, WESUFM.org, NPR Pacifica Radio. This morning at 11:30 a.m. We were on our live show here on TikTok. This is our big show, late night Encounters. Welcome, everybody. Good to see you. Everyone out there, wherever you are, I think just tap as you're coming in here. And in TikTok, I think it's having some glitches because I don't even see how many people are watching right now. But I think that'll correct itself. So right now it's, hey, good to see you, Catherine. And people coming in, I still don't see any numbers on the TikTok screen. I'm sure TikTok is having some technical problems, maybe. Good everybody here. Misty Moon, Vicky, Virginia Wynn, everybody out there, Brando. And tonight, I'm going to show a couple of videos randomly of airline pilots that have recorded what you call UFOs. You know, you've heard from time to time about airline pilots. There you go. Now we're starting to see something on the screen. You'll see airline pilots have recorded and documented and are documenting recording these UFOs or unidentified flying objects. So I'm going to randomly look at some videos I've been looking at tonight, and we're going to look at some airline pilot videos that are happening in 2024. And it could be any month. I'm not sure. Though they do say the month and the date. So good evening, everybody. So it'll be kind of cool to see that. And it's just good to see everybody here on a Sunday evening. Hey, Acid TV, good to see you, brother. Welcome to the show, everybody. Natasha, good to see you. Let's see, Perez something. Hello, Liana, good to see you. Ant Unicorn. Hey, everybody out there. And Cole, good to see you. Kellyman, thank you for the follow. Loretta, thank you for joining us. Nico, good to see you. Ryan, everybody out there, wherever you may be, welcome to another edition of Encounters. And we never know what's going to happen on this show. As you are, if you've been watching me for since last year, you know, some nights nothing happens. But you know that sometimes, hey Nico, sometimes things do happen that are very cosmic, and we just go with it. So we're glad to have you with us. Please share and like. We've set our goals up for tonight, but you can gift us any kind of gift you want, not just the one that we selected, but you can select whatever gift you want to give us when you give it during the show. Also, media, thank you for the heart me. I appreciate that. I also don't mention it enough. I have a Venmo account, which is part of PayPal on here. So if you want to Venmo me a donation directly through Venmo, please go to my main profile and you'll see the Venmo link, and you can do a Venmo donation of whatever you feel like you want to do. Sleeper, welcome to the show. Little Leah, good to see you. Good evening. Shell Bell, everybody out there. Johnny G369, everybody out there around the world, welcome. And we're just getting started, but as we get into it, we'll have a few hundred people here watching. Media Woman, Gem Gun, thank you for the gem gun. Wow, that's different. We like that. I've never seen that before. Oh, thank you for the team bracelet, Media Woman. I appreciate that too. From everybody. And for people that are new to the show, hey, Pia, Lauren, I think it is. Hey, just us. Hey, Tara, good to see you. Hey, JNR. Everybody coming in. Media Woman, thank you again for the bracelets. We appreciate that so much. Papa Smurf, good to see you, brother. Everything's going to be good, Papa Smurf. It's all going to be good, man. And just saying good evening to everybody I've known for a long time, people that I'm just getting to know here. Media Woman, you're a blessing. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. And as I always say, well, I don't always say it, but I do love all of you unconditionally. And we're in for some exciting times. I love when airline pilots record spaceships. They call them UFOs. But when I look at their videos, I can tell if they got something. And this first video I'm going to show you in a little bit is really kind of cool. Because I really, over time, whenever I see airline pilots get the courage to post video footage, that's some of the best stuff ever. You know, you're just getting real clear footage from them all the way up 30,000 feet above ground level, and they're recording these things, you know. You do always say it. Love you too. Oh, thank you, Lilia. Back at you. You know. We had a great show last night on Astro Command Q&A. I think we answered a lot of questions, and it was a good night. And really, as we go forward into 2025, and this morning, I really was amped up and wanted to just, say this morning on the Cosmic Eyes radio show, my NPR show, I just was saying straight out, people on Earth have to get over stuff and get ready for contact. Whatever your deal is, deal with it. Meditate. Go in. If you got some things hitting you that are negative energy, deal with it. Clear it out. Get with the Christ consciousness and say, this is not happening. Because I'm telling you, wherever you are, whatever you are, whoever you are, there's going to be contact. We're not going backwards. We're not going into a world where we're going to have nuclear wars and people destroying everybody. And if that's the world you want to live in, I said this morning, it's just not going to happen for you. So get with the ticket. And that's all I got to say about that. I said it enough this morning. That show will be downloaded on my YouTube channel. And that'll be happening as soon as I'm able to do it. I just downloaded last night's show. And I'll be downloading that show. So I try to keep all the shows on TikTok. Not on TikTok, on YouTube. If you missed them, you'll get to watch the shows. But there's a lot going on, especially these days with the airline pilots. Many of the commercial airliners who are pilots, some of which are coming forward with their reports. And I think that's great because when you have people that are legitimate airline pilots on commercial airliners, Long Island, good to see you. Welcome, Miha. Yes, I've seen you before. Good to see you again. But the airline pilots are people that are trained observers. Many of these people might have been Air Force pilots at one point, but they have a lot of, I'm sure they see stuff all the time. If you're going from the United States to China, or if you're going to the United States to Europe, I would believe in that many hours of being on a night flight or whatever, you're going to see something. You're going to see absolutely something, And we'll say hello to all the Long Islanders in the United States. I know there's a few Long Islanders here, so good evening to everybody in Long Island. Get to know each other. Long Islanders, get to know each other. You're not alone. Nobody's really alone. Do you ever report stranger things are happening? Orion, can you be more specific what you mean? Do ever report stranger things are happening? Hey, Mississippi, White Orchard, Annie. Hey, Annie. Welcome to Encounters, the #1 spiritual UFO talk show on social media. Oh, the two moons? Well, there's something coming into our planetary system that was on the news. I was reading about it. Now it was on the news. It was on the news, actually. It's some sort of an asteroid or something. They say they're calling it a moon. I don't know why they're doing that. It's not really a moon. And they're saying now we'll have two moons. Well, we don't have two moons. And this other thing they're calling a moon is not a moon because it's just not something that is going to be here forever. It's really weird. Hey, Linda, good to see you. I was seeing the news report about this other thing. No, it's not even Narubu, because Narubu is a huge, huge thing. This thing is small. It's like an asteroid or something. But they're calling it a moon. I don't get it. These are people. These are people in NASA. Of all people, it's just weird. It's just weird. Hey, Sassafras, good to see you. Good evening. It's part of an asteroid. Yeah, that's all it is. It's part of an asteroid. But they're calling it a second, like our moon, another moon. It'll be there for a short time and it's going. I've never seen NASA call an asteroid a moon, because it's not a moon. If we had another moon come into our planet, to our system, then we'd see a moon. But that's not even a moon. Abigo says some guy went viral saying it's 33 miles. Yeah, I don't know. Love Dog says extraterrestrials run the government. It depends what you mean when you say that's pretty general, because extraterrestrials are a lot of different types. So when you say extraterrestrials run the government, where have you heard that? Where are you hearing that? Orion says usually don't have a orbiting for 2 months. Yeah, but it's definitely not a moon. Even if it's orbiting for 2 months, thank you for that. NASA's incorrect for calling that asteroid thing a moon. All my life growing up and with all the internet stuff and everything and tracking systems, I'm surprised they wouldn't call it. They call it a moon, and we have this moon for 2 months or whatever it's going to be. It's just really weird and strange to me. Hey, Jordan, good to see you, brother. My hair looks different. Oh, thank you. Well, I recently got myself a haircut about a week and a half ago. It's only 33 feet. Yeah, it's not a moon. And they say if you're lucky, you might be able to see. Yeah, if you had a big, powerful telescope. Oh, mustache? It says, I look younger? Thank you. Well, when we get to the new Earth, we're going to be able to regenerate ourselves. Maybe some of us are already doing it, Well, I don't believe in aging, so I've always told people when I meet them, I just don't believe in presenting the consciousness of aging. Because once you do that, your brain starts aging you because your brain thinks, oh, you have to age. I don't even listen to it. Have you heard of Valiant Thor? Yes, I have. My late friend, Robert, Dr. Frankie Stranges, wrote many books through the 60s and 70s. He actually had a relationship with Valiant Thor, and he was in Las Vegas. He would take them out in an old car to Lake Mead, and he'd be taken on a Victor 1 spaceship with Valiant Thor. And this is a true story, folks. I knew the late Dr. Frankie Stranges. If you don't know who he is, read the book Stranger at the Pentagon. That's one of several books he wrote before he died. And he was on my show many years ago, probably over 10 plus years ago. We did an interview, and he talked about when he'd meet Valiant Thor and go out to Las Vegas to have a meeting. They'd pick him up in the car and then take him out to Lake Mead, and he'd be brought on the ship. And he said when he went on the ship, his age would change to a young man. He would look much younger than he did outside of the spaceship. So something in the ship changed his age to a much younger person. So I do know of Valiant Thor, very much so. Love Dog says they have a secret base on the moon. Well, actually, the moon is an intergalactic space station. It's a hollow structure. On the outside of it, it looks like it's beat up a little bit, but it's really not even a moon. It's just it was put there a long time ago, and it's an artificial structure. Let's see here. There's many possibilities, Orion. It's and we can all theorize and look at possibilities. That's a good thing. I just think it's crazy that they call this small thing, a moon when it's not even close. The moons of Mars, you can see, are bigger with a telescope. This little tiny thing, it's kind of funny that they're even making a big deal out of it. And let's see here. Oh, you're welcome, Robert. Duncan says, no, it's not. Duncan, what's not? You know what? It's funny. Someone's responding and saying, no, it's not. Duncan, what is not? What are you saying it's not? I'll try to figure out there. Hey, Rick from the Grand Maris. Good to see you. You're watching Encounters, folks. Late night here on the largest, well, let's put it this way. This is the #1 spiritual UFO talk show, and I'm here to bust the matrix. Love Dog, disclosures people telling our politicians tell us. Well, our politicians will never speak the truth. I mean, the ones that want the truth, there are some that do. But, okay, can't answer. User 179, what's the question? Things are coming. Repeat the part about the moon being hollow. Okay, oh, I can. So the moon, for people that believe the moon is a solid rock, I'm going to bust your matrix right now. I can't even speak English. The moon is not a solid rock. The moon is an artificial space structure. Hey, Susie, and inside the moon is a lot of activity going on. When I say that, astronomers have recorded UFOs coming out of the moon, and this has been done on a regular basis. Hey, get the W, good to see you. And the moon is certainly nothing like what you were taught by astronomers in high school. It's not a solid object. It's not a solid rock. You know, it's definitely a space station. If you want to believe the lies that it's a solid rock, you can believe that. We all were taught in school different decades about the moon. But the moon is way more than a solid rock. You know? Yes, it's a base station. It's an intergalactic station. And there are many different types of beings that go in and out of the moon. You know? I love it. Definitely true. I am definitely, I know a lot of things here. Yeah. It says, when the moon rang like a bell for an hour when hit. Yeah, I heard about the story. When they hit the moon, when they hit on it, it actually was sounding hollow. If it was a solid rock, there would be no hollow sound at all. You know, NASA knows that the moon is not a solid moon. It's not a moon. Of all people, of all the space agencies, European Space Agency, NASA, they all know the moon is not a solid moon. And they all know it's not just a regular moon that has a gravitational pull on the Earth. Okay? It has the technology within it to give that gravitational thing, but it's done just to make people think it's a moon, like a regular moon, but it isn't a regular moon. Okay? It never has been a regular moon. And maybe we should talk about this just a little bit. Okay? You know, it's just people have different opinions about our moon, and it just is not a solid natural object. It never has been. Maybe I haven't talked about this at all, really. But you need to know. Hey, Barbara, good to see you. You need to know the truth. You know, algorithm or no algorithm, what is the truth? What is the fact? If you read the textbooks that we're taught to read, it tells you that the moon is our moon, and this is the moon does the gravitation, it does all these things, and the waves and all that jazz, but the moon is not a natural object. Yeah, we wish it was made of cheese, Duncan. But it is definitely hollow. Inside the hollow moon is a multi-level space station that is intergalactic. that has space people coming and going in it. However they do it, they do it. And no, like I said, all the space agencies on the planet, Russia, the United States, France, all these space agencies, European Space Agency, they know the moon is not just a regular rock. Greta, good question. So the moon actually was brought here millions upon millions of years ago with spaceships, was transported to its location and put to that specific location. So it was actually created by some group of space beings from somewhere beyond our Earth millions of years ago and brought to that location. The moon wasn't stolen, it was created to be here. It was purposely put over here. It's a space station. It was purposely put over here. The ships that brought it over here were way bigger than the moon, but they were very advanced spaceships. So I don't know the amount of time it took them to take that object to bring it where it is at that specific location of space. All I do know is it was definitely brought here. You know. Hey, Johnny, good to see you, brother. And when people talk about the moon, be it on TikTok or wherever, I have no idea what their opinions are, what the other live people think about the moon. But you're going to find me going way different than other people on the moon. You know, I'm going to bust the matrix about that because I'm sure there's enough people that still think the moon is some sort of solid object. They're still stuck in the whole argument with each other about whether we landed on the moon. What I'm talking about is the moon is an intergalactic space station. I don't care whether we landed on the moon or not. You know, it's an intergalactic space station. And you know the commander's going to say it the way it is. You know. Just the way it is. Hey, Latia, good to see you. Good Lass, good to see you. Yeah, Dark Side of the Moon is a classic song, Good Lass. Yes, indeed. You know. So there's many things that we will learn as time goes by. Most of all, we're going to learn the truth. Tara says the moon doesn't rotate, so the dark side is always facing away from us. True. The moon does not rotate. It's just staying where it is. It's an intergalactic space station ship, and there are many, many, many beings inside that moon. There are many, many beings. Oh, no, Barbara, no, I know you. No, I know you're being curious. Curious is different. Duncan, you know, I don't think anybody's seen, well, maybe in secret operations, maybe they have. I'm not talking about NASA, but secret operations, space operations here might have seen it. Mosaic, hello. And the other thing is, I'm looking at all the questions. The so-called firmament, the firmament that's supposed to surround our planet. You know, I've talked about that before, and it doesn't exist. And I know it's going to shock people out there on internet land, YouTubers, TikTokers that believe in it, that whole thing, internet users or whatever. But the commander said this before a while ago, when people say, "Oh, you know, there's this invisible thing around us, our planet. No one can get here. No one can come here from other planets. They have to go through the firmament." And I'm like, "What? What are you talking about? Go through what?" And no, we can't go into space because we can't get out of the thing, that firmament. And say, "What? What do you mean we can't get out?" Well, we can't because we don't have the advancements of the star people from other planets to go out there. Okay? Although, if there was an invisible bubble around our planet, then all these space rockets that we shoot off and test into the atmosphere would be destroyed because we'd be in a glass bubble. The thing is, we're not in a glass bubble, folks. We're where we can go and come as we please if we had the ability to have the spaceships to do it. If we had the ability to have the spaceships to do it. Honestly, combustible engines in space, I'm not really totally up on that in terms of that. It's not really my forte. I don't really have a lot of oxygen. I'm not a lot of knowledge on that area. We're doing well. Thank you, Mosaic. So I find it interesting, and I can't wait to show you this video, but I find it interesting that, it's good to have these discussions because, frankly, we need to know the truth. And I was watching a documentary where NASA sent a satellite to take pictures or go into the sun. I was watching that tonight, and I was, oh, that's interesting. And I think it actually worked, and it talked about how they were trying to figure out the sun with the solar storm so they can prevent, if the sun has a big solar storm, we can be prepared for it. And I guess at one time in our lives, in our human history, there was a big solar storm when they only had Morse code and the ability to do that, and it actually affected a portion of the planet where it caught, the poles were catched on fire, the electronic poles or whatever, the wiring, and they showed the way it would have been when it happened. So they haven't had that in years. But we also know that we're going to have bigger solar storms coming. We haven't had a lot of the northern lights. We've been seeing a lot of that lately is because of the solar storms from the sun. And the sun is really important now because as we get into next year, the solar storms are going to increase that are hitting the earth in 2025. So get ready for that. And if you're not ready for that, get ready for it. So you can look at this in different ways with the sun. As we get these solar storms happening, places that don't usually have northern lights will actually be seeing them. You have coronal mass ejection. Absolutely correct. So on a planetary scale, it can affect our electronics and everything else. On a spiritual level, it will, the energy from the sun will hit your body. And what's going to happen is you can take the energy and activate yourself on a higher spiritual level from that energy from the sun. So it has two folds. So two things happen. Well, more than that. The sun will allow us the solar mass ejection of energy from the sun to the earth will affect us in different ways. But it could be used and should be used to integrate into your cellular structure to increase your vibrational patterns in your body. The scientific understanding of the sun is that it shoots the solar storms at us, and certain parts of the planet get what you call northern lights. We live in New England in the United States. We've had more northern lights this year than we had ever. Now, wherever you live, I'm sure at times you've had northern lights, whether it be a few years ago, maybe last week, wherever it is around the world you live. But also understand there's a beautiful energy that is coming from an energy standpoint. Those in the 3D world will say, if we have a big solar storm hitting the earth, it's going to knock off the internet, our TVs won't work, whoop-de-doo. But you can take that energy from the solar storms that are going to be increasing and use it for spiritual upliftment, the energies. So there's many good things that will happen with the sun. Brad, hey Brad, we are stars 1111. Good to see you. Yeah, the lights are moving south because the solar mass ejections, like Tara's saying, are increasing. They're expanding. The storms are getting stronger. So expect as these solar storms get stronger, they are going to affect everybody on the planet. You'll be hearing a lot from, if not direct established media, when these storms happen. Meteorologists will tell you about them because that's part of what they do, right? But people will be saying these things, I wouldn't want to. Yeah, that could be a problem. Yeah, if you're in an airplane, that's right, Tara. If you're in a commercial airliner and the storm's hitting directly, it could affect the electronics of a commercial airliner, and you could have a problem. Debbie has pics. I think, Debbie, we want to bring you up. Debbie, you have pics of what, spaceships? Let's see what Debbie's got for us here. We're going to definitely get some people on there. I'm going to show you a video. I'm going to just randomly show you some stuff here. Tara, thank you for the hanging light. I appreciate it. Oh, you have pics of what, Debbie? The video was very telling. Oh, interesting. Let me do this here. I'm going to try to show this. This is August 28th of 2024. Two pilots. It says here, unknown, viewed from an aircraft. North-northwest, several hundred miles, very fast, space speed. Okay. Guys, a major airline captain. They were flying to Dominican to New York very late at night, moonless over the Atlantic with clear skies. Ahead of us was the Big Dipper. Below the Dipper and a little to the west, we watched up to 7 of what looked like satellites dance for hours, occasionally making descending patterns. They would go bright and dim. So I'm going to show you this video. Let me see, where is it here? Wait a minute. This is as they're going from the Dominican over the Atlantic Ocean to New York. I'm going to go over to turn the lights out here so you can see it. I'm going to go to my regular screen here and check this out. Wait a minute. Okay, let me just do this here. Oops. No, that's not what I want. Wait a minute. Give me a second. I'm going to show it to you. I'm going to turn the light out here. Bring this closer. I'm going to show this to you here. Hold on a minute. This is an airline jet. I don't know why it's not working the way I want it. The objects were fading in and out. Give me a second. Let me see if I can bring the screen up more. Here we go. Yeah, they were fading in and out. Yep. There were a whole bunch of them. This is a commercial airline pilot, and this was recently taken. I would say there were a lot of ships. They said there were about several different objects. You see all the objects. Look at them coming in and out. This is an airline jet going over the Atlantic Ocean to the United States, to New York State. I think that's it. Yeah, that's the end of it. Wait a minute. Let me turn the light on here. Yeah, so that was going over. Let me see if I can get back to the original part of it here. Okay. And I'll go back to the original. This was actually an international flight. It was going from the Dominican Republic. It said, and they saw the Big Dipper, and they were flying from the Dominican Republic to New York. It was really late at night over the Atlantic, very clear skies. So, yeah, that was an interesting video. There's other airline videos I'm going to show you. Hey, Miss, good to see you. Everybody here, welcome to the show. And I'm using my my iTablet, my Apple tablet. And thank you for all the gifts. I appreciate the gifts, Jared. Everybody else. Hey, Chris, good to see you out there in New Jersey land. Good Les. I love seeing videos captured. I wish I had a camera. The night I saw a ship, it was dusk, very clear. You know, that's why I tell people now is really to get ready. Make sure your cell phones are charged up, whether you have an Apple phone or a Samsung or whatever you have. Make sure that you are always aware, have it with you. You could be on a road somewhere in a country town. You could be out in the country or a village in Europe. Wherever you are, make sure you have your phones ready. If you see something, if you see spaceship activity, pull over. If you're on a road, pull over. Find a spot to pull over in a clear spot and spend a few minutes, not just being excited, but calm yourself down enough to record a steady video, and then you can share it with us here on Astro Command Spaceship News on here on TikTok and with Encounters, my show. We love to see those things. Most definitely. I have plenty to share on the video footage level. Let's see, Pixie, I believe we are not the only intelligent beings, but also believe our government has access to ET techs. Absolutely correct. Susan Tahar Sue. Pixie, our government has reverse engineered technology. You're absolutely correct. That was given to them by the Zeta. That was done over 70 years ago. And in return, the Zeta got to abduct human beings as well as one or two other groups of ETs that were what we call low vibers. So absolutely correct. You will, Rachel. Just have your phone charged up, and when you're traveling about, sassafras tar. When you're traveling about, you will definitely have those experiences. A lot of times it happens late at night. When you're on the road somewhere, and that seems to be when people, in terms of the stories I've heard from interviews here, people are on some country road, they're on a late night on an interstate, there's a lot of traffic, and all of a sudden a spaceship shows up, and it happens. Pixie, Pixie, yeah, definitely. You're right about what we're talking about before about the reverse engineered spaceships. There are those things that exist that were given to them for the purposes that I stated. Um, and you'll know if it's Earth-based reverse engineered spaceships, because usually, if they are, you won't feel anything good about it or any real positivity. It's usually our government. Oh, due to traffic, Peg, you can pull over. Yeah, you'll have it again. You'll have an experience again, I'm sure, Peggy. It's just a matter of timing, and again, being, if things like that, you can't know when a spaceship is going to show up and you're in traffic. Hey, there's nothing you can do. Jordan Maxwell experienced encounters. Where's Jordan Maxwell? Let's see. Jordan Maxwell. Let me see if I see Jordan Maxwell here. And you have to be over 18 if you want to be interviewed on the show. If you've had encounters, we'd love to hear about it. No smoking, no vaping, no drinking, no drugs, no paranormal discussion, no religion, no politics, no kids on the show, no cursing. I think that covers it. So let's see. Jordan Maxwell has had encounters. Who's who? Let's see here. Yeah. I think Cat Life, you're talking about the reverse engineered stuff that's going on. I've had many, Peggy says. Let's see. Let's see here. I'm going backwards a little bit. You're watching Encounters, the late night spiritual UFO talk show. And let's see here. Peggy, if you press the multi-guest option, I'll bring you up here to talk about your many encounters. You said you had many encounters. If you come up, you can tell some stories. On your TikTok, there is a multi-guest option, and if you do that, we'll bring you up here and we can have a nice discussion about what you've actually seen. And a few people were mentioning that they've had many encounters with spaceships or UFOs. Some people, I think, are having direct experiences. 8 Beyond the Rabbit Hole says they were using some of the tech highly negatively against us collectively and individually. Very true, Beyond. Very true. Let's see here. Nathan L., thank you for the share. Bohemian Light. If war starts, will ET start to show up? They prevented us from blowing up the planet back in the Cold War when I was growing up as a kid. It was the Ashtar Command, actually, that actually shut down all the nuclear silos when that was going on. That's why we're still here. Let's see. So, Peggy, you can come on if you wish to. You said you had a number of experiences. And if you see the multi-guest option on my TikTok here, it's somewhere on your TikTok as you're watching this. Press the multi-guest option and request to go live, Peggy, and we'll bring you up here if you can find it. Everybody has that option if you have enough followers, and I think you do. You have over 3,400 followers. For some reason, though, I can't bring you on because there's no guest option on your profile. Do you go live regularly at the same time? Yes, Tara. Yes, hey, Tara Flying. Good to meet you. 11 o'clock at night. This is our big show. And I have Sunday mornings. I do our Sunday morning show at WESU NPR Radio for 21 years, 11:30 to 1 as well. But this is our big show here. Saturday nights, Tara, we have Ashtar Command Night, and that's a night where we share things about the coming of the space people. And that's on Saturday night, so we educate people about what's going on off planet and about contact and all that on Saturday night. That's a very, very specific show with Q&A, and we answer all your questions on the Ashtar Command and about the star people. Hey, Miracle Magic, good to see you. Good, Miracle Magic. That's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing, isn't it? And I was glad to do it, So some people that are new to my show, one of the things you might learn about me in time is that I am human, like everybody else. I have experiences. I work like everybody else, or, I do things. I go to the beach in the summertime. I do like to do different things. But on that other note, if you watch my show, but for new people, you're not familiar with this, I'm able to remotely take out implants. Like if someone tells me they seriously had been implanted by negative ETs, I'm able to destroy the implants remotely from my live broadcast. And I do that here. It's documented. It's on my YouTube channel, Ashtar Command Spaceship News. All my shows are on there. Even the ones where I've done this remotely, people that have had that happen with them, Miracle Magic was one of those people. Everything I've done with people with taking the implants out, I've been able to clear the implants out. I'm also able to clear the energy in their homes, residual energies from the negative ETs, and destroy the energy remotely from my location. And this is being stated for new people that have not experienced any of this, or what I do. Pixie's back when I was 18 or 19 years old. My boyfriend at the time and I think we were abducted. We don't know. Pixie, I'd love to have you as a guest. I didn't know that. Now that you mentioned that, we'd like to have you on here if you'd like to come up. I just sent you a guest request. Just press the accept button on it. You'll be on audio strictly. You don't have enough followers to go live with with your video camera, but you'll have audio if you want to come up here about that. I'd like to hear your story. Okay. Hey, Pixie. Good evening. How are you?
Hi. Okay.
Hi.
Anxious.
Don't worry. You're good. I randomly select people based on their comments, and I sense a lot that has been going on with you, and I read energy even before I even discussed anything. So welcome to the show. What's your first name?
Rosie.
Rosie. Nice to meet you, Rosie. Everyone say hello to Rosie. We have a great audience here. People are very supportive of each other. So you're in a good place. So tell me about you and your boyfriend and what happened.
So it was like quite a while ago now. It's like I'm 33 now. But we were at my mom's, and like we went to bed, and I wish I could remember more realistically, but I still like get goosebumps every time I think about it. And like I've been like waking up more and more lately, and my anxiety's been through the roof lately. Like I don't know, I just feel something big. I just feel something big. But we both went to bed, and the next day, we both, like, at the same time, like, looked at each other. We, like, had the craziest dream. Like, we both pretty much said it at the same time, and I was like, "Oh, you go first," and he's like, "No, like what happened?" And, like, again, I couldn't even remember much that same morning, but and, like, it's even more foggy now, but,
Mm-hmm.
like, we had, I wish I could give more details, but we both ended up having the same exact dream, is more or less what happened. And I say dream, but, like, it's very, very weird. Like, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. I don't know how to explain how it felt, and I've never shared a dream with anybody before,
Mm-hmm.
like, ever. And this is the only experience I did. And usually, like, I'm a lucid dreamer. Like I can control my dreams usually. Like, when I dream, which has been happening less frequently lately, but starting to pick back up. I'm trying to, like, work on my energy and vibrations and such, but I don't know. I wish I could give more. So I was
No,
like,
you've given me enough to work with. And when did this happen? What year did this happen?
oh boy, math. I was like 18 or 19 years old. I'm 33 now. So
Okay, that's good. And I can tell in your voice, and I read energy, which is a good thing. When I say I read energy, I can pick up on energy what they did, and I'll be able to, if you let me do this, I will be very much able to help you, not only to remember what happened, but to get through what happened, because it wasn't a dream. It
okay.
was made. It was made to have. They made it to have you think you had a dream, but you didn't have a dream. It was their way of being able to abduct you and your boyfriend at the time, and you were put into a state where you thought you were dreaming it, but you weren't dreaming it. You
Right.
know, you weren't dreaming it at all.
I've also seen UFOs. Specifically after that, the two UFO encounters I specifically remember seeing, it happened after that.
Right, and that
That
was
that
yeah, probably connected to the spaceships that you saw after that were probably the beings that abducted you and your boyfriend.
They were two different types from what I could tell anyway.
Oh, the ships or the ships were different. The two ships.
Yeah, cuz one, and like, despite some of my poor choices at the time, I was not the only person who saw. So I know they were there. One, I was hanging out with friends in my backyard, and this experience had to have been like, oh wait, no, one was before the dream situation, and the other was after.
So you one of the ships happened before you were abducted. The other one appeared after the dream situation, correct?
Yes, but each were not, like, super close together. I'd
Mm-hmm.
say at least a year apart. But I'm pretty certain I've seen more than just the two UFO situations in my time, but the two is all I can very vividly remember. So the one that was after the dream situation, I was in my driveway with friends, and that same boyfriend, actually. And we were just listening to some electronic, like, music of sorts, and
Mm-hmm.
dancing and whatever. And then we decided to
Mm-hmm.
lay down in the little grassy area of the driveway, and we were just stargazing. And me and my boyfriend saw it first, and we're like, do you guys see that? Like, tell me you guys see that.
Right.
And they looked like stars. They were, like, kind of blending with the stars, but these stars were, there were two from what I recall, like just kind of dancing around each other and turning colors, like almost like the planets do, kind of like when you spot a
Yeah.
planet in the sky, but more color, more flashiness. I don't quite know how to explain it.
You're, yeah.
But if I had just quickly glanced at the sky, I would have thought they were stars. I tried ruling it out as a drone, but like none of us think it was a drone. All four of
Right.
us feel like it
And
was a UFO.
what were you feeling? Like, I always like to ask the question, Rosie, of people that I think have been abducted by reading their energy. What were you feeling at the time with your friends looking at these two different situations, one before you were abducted and one after the abduction? What was the feeling when people say, "Oh, I felt really good energy"? Did you feel like something weird was going on?
Okay. I'm not sure how like
Yeah, it's
total
okay
how
if you
much
don't know.
total disclosure I can give here, because again, I made some bad choices when I was younger.
Right. We won't get into the bad choices, but just simply on the energy that you like. If I'm standing there, regardless of your choice, when you were seeing these things from the sky, what were you feeling? You were feeling. How were you feeling at that point?
I honestly, I was just amazed each
Okay.
time. The the first time I was a bit freaked out, and this one looked completely different. I'm still
Hmm.
completely thrown off on this one. I wanted to think it was the sun. The sun was rising at the
Hmm.
time, like the sky was already light and the sun was coming up, and
Hmm.
it could have resembled a small sun, but
Hmm.
it was not the sun, and it was just, it looked very similar. I actually went through almost all of your videos last night,
Oh
and
wow.
trying to see like
That's a yeah.
if anything resembled what I've seen,
Hmm.
and I did see one. I honestly, like, the closest thing I can describe it as is like a ball in the sky that was goldish pinkish color, like a glowing
Yeah.
goldish pink ball.
Hmm.
And that's why I wanted to like say it was the sun, and I made sure I wasn't the only one seeing it,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
like I wasn't. I went inside because I was almost home when I saw this. I went inside, I grabbed a drink from the fridge, went out onto the porch to sit down, and it was gone. And I was
Yeah.
like, okay then. And yeah, for that one, I was a bit freaked out because it was big. It was close, like not like the other times I believe I've seen UFOs.
Hmm.
It was big.
Now, when you had the dream, you and your boyfriend, about the abduction thing, can you tell us in the dream what happened? Do you remember, like, did you see any beings or any sort, human or
I
like,
I
not?
don't I don't I didn't even remember that next morning if we saw anything. All we really remembered was light. We saw a light, like a flash, and
Yeah,
we were awake. That's like what we
yeah.
remembered. And for the most part, I can't
Mm-hmm,
remember any details now other than that,
mm-hmm,
but
mm-hmm,
what we discussed, it
mm.
was the same. And he's, as soon as I started telling him, he was like, no, like you're screwing with me right now, right? And I was like, no, why? He's like, because that's literally exactly what happened to me.
Yeah, and
And
you both had the same dream, right, Rosie?
yes,
That's amazing. They folks who are watching this, they both had the same dream when they were taken or abducted. What I'd like to do is, I don't know how much you know about my show or what, if you watch me regularly or watch what I do.
I just found
Um,
you like yesterday, actually.
Really,
Yeah.
and it's amazing. It always happens for a reason. I'd like to help you. What I do here, I am. I'm a contactee. What that means is I had contact with positive space people when I was a kid in the 60s. I went upstairs just to give you some understanding of what I do so you feel comfortable. And my brother, my mother, and father were downstairs. I lived in a cul-de-sac. I was a preteen. Go upstairs, open the blinds for no reason. I went upstairs and there was a spaceship, a flying saucer type craft with windows, and men, women, and what I call teenagers in light blue outfits, very beautiful people. They were telepathic, and they told me, "You're not from here." I mean, I've had many experiences since the 1960s or whatever, and all of them have been positive. So for me, I work with a thing called Ashtar. Ashtar Command is what you call the positive space people. If you're not familiar with it, I don't want to be, too. I don't want to be too deep into it, but
I'm
just
not
saying,
super familiar, but I did
right,
some Googling and I'm like open to the possibility of everything. I honestly, like I'm just scared of whatever evil is in the world.
right.
And I want to avoid the evil at all
Right,
costs.
exactly. And that's so the Astro Command is the star people that are coming here to reconnect with the people of Earth in about a year and a half. That's a whole nother story. What I'd like to do is I operate under a cosmic Christed level, which all the space beings that I am connected with off planet work that way. And I like to work with you to do a little brief thing that will you'll remember. You're going to actually get your memory unblocked. But at the same token, did you find that you had any markings or things after you came back out of the dream? You or your boyfriend, Rosie, were there any indications that you had any markings from that experience?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay, okay. All right. But so I'm trying to tune into who they were, but I do know what they did was not right. So if you'd like to do this, it'll be a beautiful experience and you'll have a little bit more clarity when we're finished.
Okay, is there like a catch or anything?
There's no catch. Everything I do is for the people on this planet. I came here from another world, which is Mars, with it's inhabited with 10 to 15 million inhabitants. And my parents are on a spaceship. I have two sisters and a brother that are slightly taller than I am. So, but I came here when I was a baby. I didn't remember. I didn't even know what Ashtar was. I was just a kid. Went to college. I've been through school like every other kid.
Yeah.
But I'm not just a mere human person. I am very activated, and I remember, who they are, and I definitely will help you.
You're a star seed.
Yes,
I I I've never really felt like I fit in with this world. I
you
don't
know,
know if I'm a star seed. Maybe I am.
no, you are, but I like to help you. It'll all be good. There's no catches here. There's no hocus pocus. I'm not using crystal balls or pendulums or whatever. Everything I do is activated. I've been my father on the off planet on the ship activated me a few weeks ago, and I'm able to do things remotely with my hands, and I can actually help you.
I mean, I'm down. Um, I
Okay,
I would love to like know what happened. I'm just nervous. Like what if
I
it
know you
was?
are. Yeah, but what we're gonna do is, if it was definitely what I think it was, I will be able to scan where they are. We'll go after them, and we will make sure they're kicked off the planet, and you won't have to worry about it anymore.
Okay.
Okay? I promise you
Okay.
that. So here's what we're going to do. I want you to close your eyes. I'm going to switch into my Ashtar Command consciousness right now. I'm going to do a complete switch over. I'm still the talk show host, but I work in another level here. I want you to breathe in and breathe out of your nostrils with your eyes closed a couple of times until you feel completely relaxed.
Oh, that's a
And,
hard state to achieve for me, but I will do my best.
oh, believe me, with me, you'll be able to do it. So
Okay.
just focus on my voice. I want you to close your eyes, take a deep breath in, and let it come out of your nostrils. Do this a couple of times, for you a couple more times until your whole consciousness is relaxed, and you're going to turn your brain off. You're going to just turn it off once you're done. Keep breathing in, breathing out, breathing in and breathing out. And when you're ready, just let me know.
It's very hard to turn my brain off.
Yeah, no, just turn it off. Just tell the
Okay.
brain to stop. Turn it off. It's
Okay.
okay. Your brain will still be there. Just focus on the breathing. Just your breathing, that's all.
I think I'm good.
Okay, good. I think you're good too. So I'm going to keep your eyes closed this whole time. I'm going to put my hands over your head. Again, I'm remotely doing this, people. And I want you to keep your eyes closed. Give me a minute. And as the energy beams up through the palm of my hands, it's going to go feel an energy coming over your brain through your head area. That's where I start. We're going to start there. Give me a second here. And what I'm going to do for her, everyone who's watching, is I'm going to reconnect things and have her unblocked from what happened. And then we're also going to do a healing and find out what happened to her. Bring back full memory, but also allow her to heal so she won't be nervous anymore. The heat is starting to come out of my hands through remotely here. We're going to amp up the vibrational patterns of energy going through all the circuits of your mind. The heat is starting to amp up now more. I call it heat, but it's a beam of light. When you start feeling something, let me know. Keep your eyes closed, please.
My eyes are rapidly moving.
Mm-hmm. Give me a moment. So I'm sending light energy through your whole cellular structure of your body now. We're going to get everything relaxed. As you relax more and more, think of the beauty of the colorful lights of the stars, the beautiful stars in space, beautiful stars. I'm still working on the consciousness of your head area. And now I'm beaming in more amped up energy. My palms are getting warmer, which means there's more energy coming through remotely to you.
My palms are sweating.
Yes, that's okay. That's part of what happens when I work with people. And we're going to release whatever they did to you. We're going to take it out. I'm not sure exactly what they did, but we're going to take it out of your consciousness right now. When we're done doing this, you're not going to be afraid anymore. You're going to be protected always.
My whole body tingled when you said you were going to remove.
Yes. There is something there that they put in there. They were very sneaky about it, but I think I found it. It's not something like a normal implant. It's an implant that was almost not even noticeable to you. You would never notice it was in there.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
no.
I'm gonna take it out right now. It will not even hurt when I do this, so don't worry about that. Give me a minute. Let me close my eyes here for a minute. When I take it out, I'm going to destroy it, dissolve it into nothing right now. And they were very sneaky. The implant that you had, you never knew you had it in you, but it was there. It was kind of small. It wasn't a very solid object. It was able to manipulate into your body, but we're taking it out. I've located it.
My legs got shaky for a moment. They were shaking, and I'm laying down.
Give me a moment. We'll clear the energy in the leg area right now for you, okay? I'm going to send him healing energy into your legs. We're going to clear all the energy in there. In a minute, they should stop shaking.
Thank
I'm
you.
working on both your legs right now, the right and left leg. I'm working on her legs. I'm working on every part of her physical body, her brain area. And now I'm going to work on your memory of your brain. So I'm going to be, there was a blockage put in there by them so you wouldn't remember what happened. Once you remember the memory, if whatever it was that was done, you'll be able to take the memory and do as you wish with it. You don't have to be afraid of it. It's just a memory. You can let the memory go at that point and move forward.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Yes.
You are a very beautiful soul, and you have many things that you will learn. And you are a starseed. I want you to say to yourself I want you to say this inside to yourself. I am a very beautiful soul, and I am a starseed. Say it to yourself. You are deeply loved more than you know. You're deeply loved. You have nothing ever to worry about now. Ever.
Thank you.
I've taken the implant that they had put into your body out. I've destroyed it. It's no longer within you.
Thank
How do
you.
you feel? How do you feel?
Um, Lighter.
Yes.
Like,
You
I don't know how to describe it, but
you
lighter.
don't you, you don't have to put it into words. You don't have to. When you go to sleep tonight, give me a moment.
Okay.
When you do have dreams, you do have a star family somewhere in the universe. You were blocked from that connection by those beings that did what they did to you and your boyfriend. If your boyfriend ever comes on your TikTok, I can help him and clear him of what happened as well.
Okay.
And I promise I will do that unconditionally. And there's no
He's
catch.
he's so lost right now.
Hmm. We'll help him. I will be happy to help him.
Am I good to open my eyes?
Yes, you can open your eyes now.
Thank you.
I want you to say these words. These are very important always when I do this work with people on my show. I want you to say, I am a cosmic Christed being of light.
I am a cosmic Christed being of light.
We're going to say it one more time. I am a cosmic Christed being of light.
I am a cosmic Christed being of light.
I am love.
I am loved.
I am to be loved.
I am to be loved.
And I am empowered in that light forever.
And I am empowered in that light forever.
Okay, Sister Rosie, you're good now. When you go to sleep tonight, let me just do one more thing here.
Okay.
When you have any dreams, I'm actually configuring your consciousness. If you wish to connect to your star family, I have no idea who they are. Do 20 or 30 minutes of meditation when you have a chance to, with higher vibrational ambient music, and just say, I'm a Christed being of light, and I wish to only connect with my Christed star family. And that's, you have to be very specific. And they
So
will
we
heal
all
you.
have like different star families?
Yes, we all have different star families. Everybody has a different star family. You do too. You just don't, you've never met them yet. But if you do this work, if you do the meditation, I want you to let me know what happens. It's going to not be like instantaneous. When it
Yeah.
happens, it'll happen. But I want you to keep in touch with me too. I'm glad you
Okay.
found the show. I want you to be able to come on here whenever you want to. I'm on at 11 o'clock at night. You now have a lot of people here that love you, that care about you, and you're at the right place. Yeah, everything happens for a reason, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
So you're a beautiful soul. We love you, and we hope, I'm glad you came up.
Would my children be from like the same star family or potentially from like their dads?
How many children do you have?
I have three, two
Really?
from one and one from another.
They could be from different star families. That part I've never really delved into much, but they could be from different star families.
Okay.
Absolutely. Well,
Thank
you
you.
are definitely good now. We took the implant out. You sound so much better. You feel lighter. Like I say, the stuff I do is real. And I'm just thankful that you came up and I was able to help you.
Normally, when my eyes are closed, they don't rapidly move like that. So
Hmm.
that alone was like a really weird feeling.
Yeah.
Just my eyes just
Yeah.
shaking more or less with them closed.
Well, your whole energy field is much different. Your mind is not rapidly going crazy. You are much calmer. You will have no more problems anymore, and you're just have nothing but beautiful things.
Thank you.
And I want you to keep in touch with me because I want to know how things transpire with your connections to your star family. Okay?
Absolutely. Is there any like suggestions for like high vibrational
Oh
music?
yeah, I am very into a lot of my radio show. For years, I play what call. There's a thing if you put in cosmic Christed ambient music. You'll see a bunch of Christ conscious ambient music on YouTube. Look for that stuff. That is really good, and that will help you a lot. If you put in ambient starseed music, that's good. I was playing some ambient Palladian music today on my show. All those kinds of things are really good to help you. All those things.
Okay. Thank you. I'm absolutely going to try that because like I've always been like open to the possibility of anything and like
Hmm.
everything and like I've always felt like there's a lot of deception in the world
Oh yeah, there
and
is.
like just the fact that you didn't say, oh, it's going to be like 1999, and just like
Right,
did this alone says something to me.
right.
Because a lot of things out there are just for
They're
money.
just, yeah, people just, I came here to Earth to do a mission. I only been recently given this ability by my father on the ship, and in the last 2 months, and I'm able to remotely, and I'm still learning. I can remotely remove implants anywhere in the world. When I bring somebody on here, I'm able to heal their body. I don't know if I'm not sure how to say this, except I do remove the implants. I'm still learning this. It's still new to me, but I'm able to do it. And after I'm done, people are totally different. They're much better. They're not being attacked by negative ETs or anything. They're just totally, everything is much better. So yeah, I do
I
this. I do what I do because I care about people.
I am absolutely like a believer, we're energetic, like we're energy beings, so if the energy and the intent is there, we could make it happen. So as far as like any skeptics are concerned or whatever, like they just aren't awake enough yet.
Right. That's absolutely true. So anyone who was watching this just now, you saw in real live broadcast again what I do. And I do it because it's important to help people that have had those experiences, you know? And you're going to be real good now, Rosie. You're going to have some beautiful things occur on a cosmic level. And so I want you to keep in touch with us and let us know what's going on, you know?
I will absolutely do my best. My babies come above
Oh,
everything
yeah.
else, but I've
Yeah,
been diving
take care of your
down some
kids.
rabbit holes on TikTok deeply lately, so I'm really glad I found you because of that. Because
Yeah,
I
if you stick with us, you'll have no bad holes to go into. You'll be with a lot of safe things here, and we don't let any negative energy on our show. You know, trolls. We keep them out. I have moderators here. I do a professional show for 21 years, so we're not like other TikToks where they're just having arguments and yelling at each other. We don't do that here. We don't allow that here. So yeah,
love and light. That's all I want to be
yeah.
surrounded by. There's
Right.
far too much negative.
Yeah. You got it on encounters. A lot of love and light here. So you're in good company.
Thank you so much.
All right, we're going to let you down, and I appreciate
Yes,
you so much. Let me do this here.
thank you.
Okay, so, give me a moment. Thank you, Midnight. And Rosie, we again send our love to you. So, those who are watching my show for the first time, and you've probably watched all kinds of crazy TikTok broadcasts on TikTok, what I do here is a show called Encounters. And what I've just been able to do is in the last 2 months, now I've been able to, since I was a kid, I had some abilities, but I didn't really know what they were. But my father on the ship amped me up, downloaded, empowered me with more abilities. I'm still learning how to use them. I am really starting still learn, but I am doing helping people not only with abductions, but to remember who they are, which is interesting, and also um, to clear the energy, residual energy out of the houses. If they had negative ETs in them, they'll leave things like residual energy, and we destroy the energy that they had and dissolve it. So these are things I'm actually able to do remotely, and everything is documented here. This will be on my YouTube channel, Astro Command Spaceship News, by tomorrow. And you can watch other shows I've done recently where people had implants in them, and I've actually destroyed the implants. And this is all true. I can't make this up. I have enough witnesses here, including the people I worked with, who say that he did what he did. Lupita, good to see you. Thank you, Sue. I just it's one of the things that I do here. This is not your normal UFO show. This is a spiritual UFO talk show called Encounters, and it's called that for a reason. We have people that have great experiences. I interview people that are starseed. Sue House said I can testify. She's seen it. A number of you have seen it. And it's just what it is. It's part of what I do. I'll know whether I need to help somebody or not. I will. I'll know. I've grown a lot since I've been on TikTok, and this is a whole new thing for me. Um, and I've learned to go with the flow of it. I'm still learning how to use the powers of this. And as I learn, as I go along and learn, I will know what to do. I mean, I know right now what I can do. I've even been able to, matter of fact, Rosie, you don't have to be live for me to do this, but Rosie, if you're still here, I'm putting an energy protection around your body, and I can do this right now where you're not being on here. That's the one thing I wanted to do, but I forgot to do it. I'm putting an energy field around your body, and also I'm going to, even though you're not here in the room with me, I'm going to clear all the energy in your home from when that happened. So we're clearing all that energy out real quickly. And I don't have to have you in the room to do this. Give me a moment. And that's done. It just took me like a minute or two or whatever. And you're now protected with a force field of energy around you, a light energy that'll protect you forever. Thank you, RN nurse. I appreciate that so much. You're very welcome there, Rosie. You'll feel the energy. And I hadn't done that before. I usually do that, but I can do it right now. I just did it. How can you tell if I have an implant? Well, I'll know that if the person tells me they have an implant. I don't know right away that a person has an implant unless they share that with me. If you tell me you've been implanted by negative ETs, I can destroy the implant remotely from here. I can take the implant out of your body. It won't even hurt, and I'll destroy it. I have the power to do that. And like I said, I don't charge any money for doing this. This is my mission work. I do this because I need to help people. As part of my show, this has been now part of what I do. Beyond interviewing people, I'm now also on encounters, helping people and taking out implants. I probably could. I've never tried to do that at once. I've never tried to do on encounters everyone at once because everybody's situations are different. I think for now, the best thing I can do is do one person at a time so I can be focused on them and make sure their home is safe, that they're not being abducted anymore by ETs. I think that I feel comfortable doing that. I'm not so sure I feel yet comfortable doing a complete live for everybody because not everybody's been abducted. So I think that's why I have to do it the way I'm doing it right now. It just seems more the way I should do it for the moment. And I probably could do that, but I feel comfortable pretty much the way I'm doing it. And please share and like. We're at 66.6 thousand on encounters. If you look at the right,